Students, in the previous class we are discussing about the article. Okay, in which are the cases we have to use the article. That thing you learnt already. There are 4 to 5 points you learnt. Okay, way to use the article. In this class I am going to continue that one, the article. The article. In which are the cases we have to use the article? Let's see here. Before natural objects. Before natural objects, we have to use the article. So, which are the natural objects? For example, the sun, the moon, okay, the star. If you have the earth, planet is there na, the Jupiter. So in this case you have to write the article before the natural objects. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಕೃತಿಕ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವು the article ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ the sun, the moon, the star, the earth, the Jupiter. Is it understand? It is another point. So before the mountains are hills. Before the mountains, for example, the Mount Everest, the Kanchanjunga, okay, the Kanchanjunga. See here. So these are what? Mountains and hills. Before the mountains and hills, we have to use the article. Okay. Let's see next. Let's see where to use the article. Before newspapers, magazines. Before what? Newspapers. You take any newspaper. So before newspaper you have to use what? The article. For example, the Deccan Herald. Okay. The Vijay Karnatak, Vijayavani, whatever it. The Sudha magazine. Okay. The Tara. See here, before the newspapers and magazines, we have to use the article. Andre, so newspaper ಮತ್ತು magazine ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾವು the article ಅನ್ನು we have to use. Okay, let's see. Before musical instruments, you take any musical instruments. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಗೀತ ವಾದ್ಯಗಳ ಮುಂದೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೂಟ್, ಓಕೆ, ದ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಿಯಂ, ದ tabla. See here, all these are what? Musical instruments. Flute, harmonium, tabla you take. All these are what? Musical instruments. When the musical instruments before, we have to use the article. So this point keep in your mind. Okay, let's see, continue. Before the numbers or ordinals, before the numbers or ordinals, see that. Before the numbers and ordinals, it means what? For example, the first, she got the first prize in in running race. Okay, he got the second prize in the essay competition. So the first, the second, it means when you are going to tell the number at the moment, we have to use the, as is in the first black. Okay, that line. The first, the second, the fourth. So this line you have to use the article before the number. Okay. Then before historical monuments and events, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐತಿಹಾಸಿಕ ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಘಟನೆಗಳು ಬಂದಾಗ ನಾವೇನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ we have to use the article. For example, the Gol Gumbaz, it is a historical monument, not a modern monument. Monument, it means ancient. Okay, ಪುರಾತನ ಕಾಲದ್ದು ಐತಿಹಾಸಿಕವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ಮಾರಕಗಳ ಮುಂದೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಪ್ಪ, ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ದ ಗೋಲ್ ಗುಂಬಾಜ್, ಓಕೆ, ದ ತಾಜ್ ಮಹಲ್. Is it right? So here events: the Independence Day, the French Revolution, okay, these are what the events. We got the independence, don't use ARN. We got the independence on 15th August 1947. Okay, before the historical monument and events, you have to use the article. Okay, let's see in which other cases we have to use the article. Yes, in these are the cases we are going to use the article. Is it total 8 situations? In the 8 situations we have to use the article. Is it understand? So let's see one by one again regarding the first one. When you use second time, when we are telling about the person or thing, in the second time we have to use the article. ಯಾವಾಗ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ದ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂತ ಹೇಳಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೂಪರ್ಲೇಟಿವ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮುಂದೆ ದ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ದ ಲಾಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್, ದ ರಿಚೆಸ್ಟ್, okay, the cleverest, that like. So before directions andre what are the directions are there? East to west, north to south, east west, okay, north south, that like. So before the directions we have to use the article. Okay, then numbers or ordinals or numbers. It means number, the first, the second, third, that like when you going to tell, you have to use numbers. Okay, then newspapers or magazines. Newspapers and magazines. Before the newspaper or magazine we have to use the article. Then historical monuments, events. Okay, historical monuments, the Taj Mahal, the Qutub Minar, so the Barakaman. So when the historical monument is there, so before the historical monument we have to use the article. Even event, the independence, Italian Revolution, the French Revolution, the first war of independence. Yes, Before that we have to use the article. Okay. Then musical instruments. So seventh one is there musical instruments. The tabla, harmonium, guitar, flute, shanai. Yes, all those are what musical instruments. So musical instruments before we have to use the article. Okay. Then holy books. Holy books. It means the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, okay, the Quran, the Bible. So in that case we have to use the article. Then in these articles we have to use the article. Does it understand? First one, when you are telling about the person, in the second time we have to use the article. Superlative degree, directions, ordinals or numbers, newspapers, historical monuments, musical instruments, holy books, and mountains and rivers. Mountains and rivers. Yes, mountains and rivers. The Ganga, the Krishna, even mountains, the Mount Everest. Okay, the Kanchanaganga. So before mountains and rivers, we have to use the article. Okay, is it understand? So, ಮತ್ತೆ ಯಾವ ಉಳಿದು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಎಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ. ಸೊ you do one thing, complete homework. Homework is what? Complete exercise number 4. Complete exercise, fourth exercise. Fourth exercise you have to finish. Okay, that is your homework. Is it understand? So once again, just look at the chapter and practice the articles, then you complete the exercise. Okay, see you in the next class.